What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond, and I'm back with an all-new review of an all-new season of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Y'all can look in my eyes. I am tired, okay? I'm going to try to get through this as much as I can without it being too long. As you can see, my son is still up. He's playing the game and also learning. Whatever. So we open up with Tisha and Marceau. They're going to dinner. Marceau had a private area he requested a private area for them. And Tisha's talking about this is what 15 years of marriage gets you. And Marceau said, no, you get a lot more. Already, I'm not going to like Tisha. As much as I have not been on the same wavelength of liking Tisha since the last season. Because right now, she will use any means necessary to act like she's not bothered by the comments and people pretty much telling her your marriage is a sham. He don't like you. End it. So she's trying hard to pretty much paint, have that image, have that portrayal of my marriage is good. And I'm going to let y'all know every 5 minutes when it's not necessary. But whatever. So coming to find out, Marceau is in a new headspace. Tisha can see he has a different light about him. And he took some time off. He took a trip to find himself some time away from everything. And you know where he went to get that time away from everything? He went to Africa. Africa, a whole nother continent, to find himself, to decompress. Because remember last season, where Marceau did not want to admit or feed into the narrative that he was feeling depressed, even though he was explaining symptoms that he could be depressed, but he didn't want to admit that. He felt depleted, because a lot was going on and he wanted to decompress, as he keeps on saying it, right? But at first, Tisha wasn't on board with it because why would you want to go somewhere far away from your wife to find yourself? Obviously, you could have took somewhere more of a decompress. Hell, you could have went to therapy. You could have went to Dr. Francis if you wanted to get some decompress. You know what I'm saying? You decided to go to a whole other area, far away from your wife and kids. And he did not offer, nor wanted to invite her, nor nothing. And she wasn't on board at first, but she caved in. You had no choice. He was going to do it whether you liked it or not. That's what Marceau does. Marceau does things that make sense for him. He doesn't do things that make sense for other people. If it's not making sense for him, he's not going to do it. Even if it includes you. He's not. So right now, since he took that trip to Africa, he now wants to spend more time with his family, his loved ones, his kids, because while he was in Africa, they did not worry about money. They didn't worry about trying to trade this for money. There are some rich areas in Africa where people are very successful. So I don't know why you're thinking it's nothing but tents and huts out there. It's nothing but it's not all that, you know what I'm saying? So, it's still funny to me how when he wanted to take this time away, he now wants to now put more effort into being around his kids because he does not want his kids to grow up to always be hungry for money. I want them to live life. And he wants to value time with family, value time with his kids, and not worry about financial gain. But that's all that Tisha wanted you to do last season. When it came down to you taking that trip to Houston for the next location of Black, you were talking about work. She was looking at this as a vacation. She's looking at this as a way for us to reconnect. You didn't think of that. She's telling you, I'm tired of going to events by myself with the kids and you're not there because you're working. You don't have a 9-to-5 job, Marceau. You have multiple businesses where you can take time off. But it was so hard for you to listen, understand why it was so hard for you to take time off with your family. But now since you took a solo trip by yourself without your wife, where there was no cell service, it's pictures of you in the background, looking at the area, the scenery and everything, because you are embedded in the culture. It was a great experience. And it was like, you don't think Tisha was due for a break? And she said, I had a lot of responsibilities on me. And you don't think I wouldn't want to go to Africa? I wouldn't want to see it with you, experience it with you. I guess you want to take time off, but you don't want to spend that time with your wife who has never been to a place. That was his first time going to Africa, and he went without his wife? Really? See, the actions behind it, it just makes it seem as if he would do everything he can to make Tisha look stupid. Now, there's a lot of allegations or rumors about him, but this shit right here, this lets me know either you had somebody waiting for you or you wanted to meet somebody. It's all alleged. It's all me. It's all me just having assumption. But I will find it very problematic and very suspicious of my husband to find himself going to Africa without me. That is not going to work for me. If you want to take on an excursion, you want to take on a certain I already said excursion or some type of activity you want to do by yourself. That's cool, but I'm gonna still be waiting down here for you to get back. I'm not no. No, because he felt like getting away from social media, all what was going on, and it's just like not doing that. But to me, it's still all cap though. I don't like that. So now, since he's in this new state of mind, he wants to hire a personal assistant or a chief of staff, right? So you now want to trust someone to handle your business because you now want to take this time to be with family. So Tisha is automatically in that energy of being insecure because she's asking him, does the gender needs to be specified for you to have a personal assistant? He immediately shuts down with having a man. Why not? A man can handle being a personal assistant as much as a woman can. Why does it need to be a woman? A man could be a personal assistant as well. What the hell? It's a requirement that doesn't need to be a specific gender. It's a personal assistant. Anybody can pick up a phone, write a notepad, make notes, make reminders. That's not a specific role for no specific gender. So then, of course, Tisha is telling him, okay, well, if you want a woman, then it needs to be someone older and someone mature, and I have to approve of them. And he's looking at her like, why are you looking at me like I'm on a dating app? Because you shutting down with having a man for a personal assistant. Why not? Why don't you want a man to help? Why you want a woman? Now for Tisha, men will fuck anything that moves. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that she is acting like the energy of women coming at her husband or people talking about her marriage. So she's definitely giving them the energy of y'all not fit to play with me. Okay? But But even if that's the case, that still is nervy of you for wanting to shut down when having a male assistant, as if there aren't any male assistants out here. So then, now we're talking about, oh, yeah. So with her giving that energy of him wanting a female assistant, he wants to check her about reading the comments of all the people that's talked about her on social media. So don't listen to him. While he's bringing that up, she wants to check him on him being super messy for posting that picture of him, Martell, and Maurice at the Atlanta trip. Because he feels like his brother is such a good lawyer. Why couldn't you answer the question? It was a simple question. Have you had any interactions with the girl on this Atlanta trip? You said yes or no. I said yes. You said no. But you're lying. You were there. Now, Marceau, I get you trying to have your brother admit that he lied, but the way you did it was messy. You threw him under the bus, and now it led to a floodgate of everything to come out. All these allegations, all these rumors that are non-stop. Okay, and with the fact that they're not talking about the post that he did, Tisha wants to bring up that what Ariane has posted, Ariane has said in her live about how all the men are cheaters. And Marceau wants her to shut the fuck up and stop bringing up her. Stop bringing up her name. Stop bringing up what she said. You're making her relevant by bringing her up. And all this time, Tisha is listening, but not listening. She said, well, she keeps talking about this. She ain't got no proof. And it's about a story that she heard about her friend sticking up for her another friend. And she's going on and on and on. Marceau pretty much told her to shut the fuck up. I think because what he wanted her to do was stop before he incriminated himself, before she incriminates him. But I feel like Marceau, that led the gate. When you posted that picture, it gave just the ammunition that Ariane had to do to get everybody else on board with what she know. What she know, what she found out, what was being sent in other blogs. You did that. And now you're mad at Tisha for going off script for what you told her not to say because you're telling her you're doing the exact same thing you said you wouldn't do, which is talk about it. And now you're going to go rambling. You're going to look at me and say, why didn't I shut up? Why didn't you tell me to not talk about this? But I don't know. It's just kind of like, it's a never ending story, you know? There's Tisha keeps going on and on about what Ariane said. When Ariane made that public announcement, when she reaches 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, she will let all her tea. Nothing has came about, but there's still a lot of rumors that's still circulating out there. There's still people coming out of the woodwork with what they know, what they heard, but no actual proof, right? So he's just not trying to get into that negativity. But I feel like, Marceau, you set yourself up for that. You need to take accountability that you are the one that opened that gate. It wasn't just her. You opened it too. You fed into it. Then he's pretty much trying to talk to her about not reacting to the comments, not clapping back to what's being said. But he uses this dog analogy. If people are calling you a dog, don't bark. I hate the fact that he used these looking down on people, degrading them with these types of analogies. I don't like that. If you're trying to tell her to not react and not think about the comments, don't think of it so real, it's fake, it's news, then just say that. Don't give her the analogy of if people are calling you a dog, don't bark. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And he says enough is enough. I don't want to hear another word about it. Stop feeding into it. It's making it worse. But I feel like Marceau, you put yourself in a situation and you have to eat it. Like you want everybody else to eat what they've done. Eat what this is. Okay. Moving on. Martell's at the gym with Lewis trying to work out. He's still complaining about what Mel isn't doing what she's supposed to do. He wants to call his kids, but he says Mel does not pick up the phone that's for his kids, and he does not have her phone number to her another phone. But if the phone that you have for the kids is for the kids, then you need to figure out how to do from that because she's not giving you her other phone number. If it's not about the kids, she has nothing else to talk to you about. So while he's still trying to paint Mel out to be someone who's keeping his kids away from him, he wants to still paint Mel out to be a cheater as much as he was a cheater. Because he's talking about how you cheated on me 5 years ago when I cheated on you 5 years ago. So I'm not the only bad guy here, right? Because I'm all over the place when it comes to this scene because he's been going through it at the gym as being his outlet, going through the divorce, not seeing his kids. I feel like Martell, you looking pretty fine to me because all this crying that you're doing on social media is not doing it for me. But when he keeps on talking about, hold on, y'all. Hey, y'all, I'm back. But like I said, he keeps on talking about how she's just as much of a cheater as I am, and I filmed her, I recorded her, all this and that. And then we get to the flashback of the reunion when he said, you performed oral on another man, didn't you? She said, I told you I got it done on me, and I told you about it. That's what happened. But he still wants to compare apples and oranges. That what she did is just as worse as he did. No. When it came down to you cheating with Ariane, she left. Separated from you, got her own place, entertained somebody and got hers and came back. You never stopped sleeping with Ariane and kept an ongoing affair that led to her having a baby by you. So at the end of the day, you're still a piece of shit. You're still an asshole. And you still trying to grasp for straws for somebody to give Mel the same exact flack of she cheated too. I don't count what Mel did was cheating because she did what someone would have done. Leave the house, leave the marriage, and get hers. Now she came back, try to fix it, but she still got something out of the process. And her mind says she was done with you. So when she came back, she wanted to give another try. You took advantage of that and still did what you want to do, but you never thought you'd get caught. I hated that. So now Lewis wants to give his appreciation to Martell for sticking up for him and his wife at the reunion because the Scots was going at them pretty hard, right? And he's wondering, what's up with that? Why y'all so mad at them, you know? Now, I know last season not a lot of people took a liking to Lewis and Tiffany, but I like them. I feel like they're honest. I feel like they call shit out for what it was. Granted, it's new people coming in and you haven't had a chance to get to know them on their own situations, but they have so much to say about somebody. I understand that could be a little bit nerving, but to me, the feeling was kind of like, y'all be trying to sugarcoat shit anyway. Y'all might as well open up, you know? But anyway, it is what it is, you know? He gets his appreciation, but then Lewis wants to talk about, pillow talk that Marceau wanted to check him on. Are we implementing man code? Because that's definitely fucked up. He fucked up bro code with the fullest, and he absolutely did. Martell is definitely disappointed in Marceau for throwing his brother under the bus like that. Like, why would you do that? That's kind of fucked up for you to do your brother like that over a trip that could have been a simple conversation, but you decided to be petty and messy and do that to him. But now Martell wants to talk about it should stay in the household for what was to occur. Martell, whatever you say, you need to take accountability. Mel outed your ass and suck it up, okay? Lewis does not want this for Maurice. He does not want any marriage or any black couple to break up over shit like this. I hope they can get through it. And I hope that Maurice and Marceau can come together and understand why did he do this. Because that was fucked up of you to do your own brother like that. Kimmy has got a new dog named Zeus. She calls him her blessing. He gives her unconditional love and kisses. And when Maurice and Monster comes home, she's talking about the dog and how kids and pets give unconditional love. Maurice was like, not husbands. No. Pets and kids get unconditional love, okay? So right now, Zeus has been her saving grace, her calm space, based off of what has been going on the social media world. And now this needs to be addressed. So, why did your brother post that picture? And Maurice is looking like, oh, you want to have that conversation now? You don't want to sit down? She said, no, not really. Is this a long conversation? I mean, it's kind of hot in here, don't you think? So, what do you think about the post that your brother did? I actually thought it was funny. Where's the funny? That's what Kimmy said. Where's the funny? I find nothing funny about that. I mean, it wasn't a big deal. Like, yeah, I mean, he's pretty much just trying to say I lied. I lied about being there, so he wanted to say that I was there, right? Okay. But after your brother put that out there, it came speculating about more things, rumors, more allegations, and considering the fact that while you were the non-married person there, you were in a relationship with me. At that time, that could be considered cheating. So with that post coming out, lit a huge flame on social media. Everybody's texting Kimmy to see if she's okay. Mel's texting her, wondering how is everything going. So right now, I'm gonna ask you a direct question. Is this story made up? Did you sleep with the linebacker? Maurice is looking at her like, what type of question is that? A simple question that needs a simple answer. And she said, I feel like it needs to be direct as possible. And he's still looking at her as if, why are you asking me a question like this? Because it's a yes or no question. This is not hard. And right now he tries to give her the monologue, the long speech, the dissertation that both him and his brother do so very well. She said, first of all, no. I don't need a definition. I don't need a speech. I don't need all the way around the world. I don't need it. I need a simple answer. Gosh. That's all I need. Because you told me. And during us dating, if I ever need to ask you a question, I will give you, if I never need to ask you a direct question, you'll give me a direct answer, right? Is this true? Did you sleep with a linebacker woman? Since he was backed into a corner and could not talk his way out of it, he said no. Never did it. Never had sex with nobody. It's all made up, right? But then he still wants to keep bringing up more shit to still back his bullshit. I would never sleep with someone that looks like a linebacker. That's not the fucking point. The point is, did you sleep with any woman in that Atlanta trip? That's the point. I don't care what type of woman you wanted to be. I don't care what type of woman that was there, not there. The point is, did you have sex with any woman on that Atlanta trip? Yes or no? He said no. Okay. But at the same point in time, your brother putting that picture out there led a whole lot of floodgates. It led a catastrophe, led a volcano that's going to erupt at any point. And in that picture, it can appear to you be condoning a situation that you're saying okay for. Meaning you're okay with your friend who you know is married, brought his side chick to a guy's trip, and you're okay in it. He said, I did not condone it. And I don't care what people think, but Kimmy wants him to compare. Kimmy wants him to care. You and your brother keep on acting like, oh, it's not a big deal. People want to say what they want to say. It is what it is. Don't feed into it. At the end of the day, it's not just affecting you. It's affecting me. It's affecting his wife. Did he not think the repercussions was going to happen once he put that post out there? All this shit that's been happening about the rumors about him has gotten more now. And do you not think his wife has to deal with that shit? He did not think about that, did he? Tisha's going through a lot as well. And Maurice wants to change the conversation, turn around on Tisha to tell Kimmy to reach out to Tisha to be that big sister that she wants her to be. She said no. Right now, you're not about to turn this conversation around with me trying to be there for Tisha, because we're still talking about you. And in a nutshell, Kimmy wants him to understand how this could feel, how this could ruin things. This could have affected our marriage. Do you not understand that? What Marceau did definitely could have affected his marriage with Tisha. And you don't care? You need to care, because this isn't only putting your name out there, it's putting reputation on the line. It's putting his reputation on the line, my reputation, Tisha's reputation. A lot of it can be smeared with this shit. We could be losing a lot with just this shit. Even though you're saying you're not condoning it, you're not a part of it, but there's still stuff that can tie you to it. And until you wake up and care, you're going to act like nothing's wrong, but something is wrong. And Maurice feels like, I don't give a shit about this. You want me to find emotions or something I don't care about. But if it bothers you, I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to care. But she feels like some point you do need to care. That hard exterior that you guys have, where it doesn't fit to what you believe, it doesn't make any sense in your minds, you're going to have to care. It's going to have to make sense, okay? Moving on. Destiny. Here I'm thinking I'm seeing Melody in the studio because Melody did drop a new song yesterday. It's Destiny in the studio singing a song. Now the beat, the auto tune, the magic that's behind it is good, but when Destiny decided to put her actual song, her actual voice in it, fell flat. Nails on the chalkboard. I don't have any singing capability, but my ears, that was not a good song. Or that was not any, that was no singing anything. Nothing. Fell flat. Turns out, if you anybody watched the Destiny interview she did with the Love and Marriage Huntsville creator page, she said she's been singing since she was 6. She's auditioned for numerous singing competitions. And right now, this is her time to be happy about singing again. She's using what she got from her last relationship, her marriage, to do stuff for her. Get back into being happy and get back to feeling like I could do this. I can sing again. The strength to want to sing. It's interesting for me because I never heard Destiny mention any part of this of her life last season. Nothing at all. So then Tisha comes by to give her support and everything. Apparently Tisha and Destiny have developed a friendship since last year. It's coming more, tight now. It's coincidental for me because y'all really didn't have much of a interaction until it came down to talk about Mel. Now y'all close. We'll see. Turns out Destiny's opening more about her life. After she got divorced, she was on public assistance for a while. Went through her savings, her 401k, started receiving help from her father. It was vice versa. She started supporting her father financially, and now he's doing the same thing to her. That broke her heart. But she said, by the strength of God, with her business reopening, the bills were magically paid, and that is amazing. That is amazing. But for me, I'm trying to understand, how could you get on public assistance? Was the divorce draining you financially? Did you not receive any alimony? Did you not receive any child support? Your beauty supply store, I hear, is empty. How are you paying for studio time? It's a lot of holes. Now, something's not adding up for me. And I am in no way looking down on nobody getting public assistance because, girl, I've been on food stamps for quite a few years. I've gotten cash assistance. I have WIC. Thank you, Jesus. So I'm all about receiving help. Help as much as you get. But you're on a reality show. Now, I know you're not receiving, what Jersey Shore gets. You probably not receiving much as Atlanta gets. But you got to be receiving some form of change for you to do the businesses that you are. Because aren't you in a collaboration with the woman who owns High Pair Magazine? Y'all on a tour or something? So what happened to you when you were going through your divorce? What happened? I feel like that's where it's starting. Because she said going from a career making money, putting all of that into opening a business, getting married, having a child, the white picket fence, and to not have to worry about how she gonna feed her son, how she gonna pay her bills. What happened, Destiny? That's something we need to know about your life. What happened? Okay. So now they segue into talking to Melody because Tisha wanted to make it a comparison of you're doing music, Mel's doing music. How is that going? She hasn't talking to Mel. Mel hasn't spoken to her. She's created boundaries and she's going to respect it, right? So a lot happened after the reunion in LA. They were back to their hotel rooms. Apparently everybody's room was right next door to each other. So Tisha and Destiny were in her room talking about the reunion, talking about what transpired throughout the season. Mel's room was right next door. Now Tisha's trying to make it seem as if Mel was ear hustling with a glass on the ear. But hotel rooms have very thin walls. You can hear something clear as day. Hell, even these apartment walls are thin as hell. I can hear them, But after that, Mel was obviously in her feelings, mad about what she heard. And I believe that's when Mel says she told them, y'all being too loud, we can hear you. So Destiny feels like the information that they were talking about wasn't new. It wasn't negative. So why are you being mad? It's childish. Interesting. So then they have brunch the next day. And that's when Mel wanted to know, why would you be discussing me with my enemy? Tisha looking so surprised. Oh my God. She called me her enemy? I didn't think she called me her enemy. I mean, we're not friends. We're cool, but we're not friends. Tisha, shut up. I don't know why Tisha be looking so dumbfounded when things include her, when she knows she has added, portrayed, and behaved in ways where people can look like you full of shit with your passive aggressive ways. Okay. Um, but then that's when Destiny said, I don't know what that came from. Y'all gotta have a conversation. But then Melody told Destiny, I never want to interfere with your friendship with Tisha. I've never tried to interfere, but I'm just saying, why would you want to, do that though? Because then Destiny wants to bring up how in the season Tish, Tisha, and Melly was moving forward, right? When they talk about Taco Night. Now for Taco Night was a sign of moving forward, but it derailed when Tisha decided to tell Mel that you had a problem with her at your birthday party. When you got mad at Melly for not shutting Tiffany down for making her feel away. And when Destiny confided in Tisha, Tisha was more than happy to tell Mel how you felt. That's what led to Melly looking like, oh, here I go, giving her a second chance, think we can move forward. And here she goes, can't wait to tell me something about somebody else not liking me, somebody else having an issue with me. So that was it from there. So I want Destiny to make sure she's looking at all of the areas as to why this is where it's at. That's all I want her to do. Tisha does not want to come between Mel and Destiny's friendship. And then she wants to say Mel is making something big out of nothing. Tisha, you make things out of nothing. You hold all of your energy and anger towards your husband and you lash at other people. You make small things out of nothing. Girl, goodbye. And Destiny says she's known Mel for 5 years and she has been a witness to all of Mel's friendship to end like this. And she never thought it would be her. And it's a pattern. And Destiny and Tisha want to now say it's high school. I 100% agree. Y'all can get out of my face with this shit. Tisha, it was high school, elementary, and middle school of you for you to not understand why Kimmy couldn't be friends with Mel while she was on the outs with you. You couldn't even have a grown-up conversation with Kimmy about that shit. And Destiny, you were on a whole childish rampage last season with not trying to get to know Tiffany based off how she felt about how she made you feel at your birthday party weeks ago. You carried that same energy from your party the entire season and it got annoying to me. Both of y'all have childish antics. Both of y'all be passive aggressive. Both of y'all be acting like some high schoolers. You can get out of my face with that. I'm gonna move on. Melody. We see Melody inviting Kimmy to make a charcuterie board. She wanted to invite Kimmy out because Kimmy has been pretty much in a hole ever since the post came out. So since Kimmy has checked up on Mel once upon a time, she wants to return the favor, right? She got a dog. And I remember she had a dog before, but he passed, so she got a new dog. And then wondering where the hell did that post come from, right? So it was the Atlanta trip. That was not a secret. It was there. So it's kind of like we all knew Maurice was there. So why would he say he wasn't there? And what was your mindset of putting that out there? But that's the thing that Kimmy cannot get over. Why would you put that out there to throw your brother out like that? And of course, why would Maurice lie? Why would Maurice lie? Because it wasn't a hard question. The Carlos asked, have y'all had any interactions with Coleslaw at any point in time? Have y'all had any interactions with her? Yes, the Atlanta trip. That's all he could have said. It makes it more worse when he doesn't want to admit that he was there, but he does not want to be included into the situation. That's all you had to say, though, Maurice. You could say, yeah, I was at the Atlanta trip. Yeah, I did see her, but I did not interact with her. That's all you had to do. So while the trip was in Atlanta 2015, Kimmy and Maurice was still dating, and they bought a house in 2014, and that's when they officially met Mel and Martell. So they were still in a committed relationship and moving forward to being serious. So, what was your reason? So she asked Maurice a direct question about, was it true? Is this made up? He says all fake, is not real, and Kimmy decided to believe her husband, right? So Melody in her confessional, she said, I am not trying to say that all men cheat. I am not trying to say that all of these men are acting like my ex-husband, because that's not true. All I am saying is, from what I've witnessed and from what I had to learn when I believed my husband too, and look where that got me, in 2022, trust your intuition. That's all I'm going to say. And I love the fact that Mel is recognizing that she's not trying to place Martell's behavior traits in everybody else, but she's recognizing, why would Maurice lie? What would he gain to lie? You know what I'm saying? So then Mel asks Kimmy, Well, when you were dating and now you're married, what would happen if you found out that he cheated? Now, Kimmy's going back and forth in her mind. With at the time that they were dating, if he did cheat around that time at the Atlanta trip, she would have been okay. We can move on. But after August 25th, 2018, that after they got married and something happened, she'll say that's my deal breaker. I will be out. So I'm like, okay. Because she says there's different levels of emotions, there's different levels of trust. When you're dating, it's not as sacred. But when you are married, it's a whole nother feel. It's a whole nother trust. But I feel like cheating is cheating. And you can't get over, you can't forgive. Yes, it does hit a lot more when you are married. I mean, y'all vow to fight for better, for worse, but y'all also vow to not commit adultery. You know, no infidelity, all that type of stuff. So she's definitely going back and forth in her mind. If it happened before, if they were dating, she would have said yes. I would have forgave him. If it happened after they got married, she would have left. But I feel like at this point, Kimmy's gonna do what she wants to do. She's not dumb, but I don't know if Kimmy's already developing the mindset of she's gonna stay until she actually sees something. Then she's gonna leave. But that's just me. So now Kimmy talk about how Tisha is going through it as well. And Mel was like, how is Tisha? She said, she's cool. I spoke to her. She said she did not read the comments, but she heard around the town and everything. When Kimmy said that, Mel rolled her eyes so hard, I died laughing. I had to rewind it twice because I felt like that was a crock of shit. And Kimmy was like, why you do that? I'm sorry. I'm not falling for that shit. I'm not. What? Why? Because for someone to say they don't read the comments or they heard it, but this girl got it in her mouth. This girl recited verbatim. Mark telling his girl got my name and my marriage in their mouth and da 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 da. Girl, you are reading the comments and commenting on the comments. You need to stop. Because she wants people to be 100% real, okay? Now, Kimmy thought that Tisha and Mel were going to a better place moving forward. I thought so too. What happened in LA? Not so much, right? Because Tisha's still trying to talk about how Mel trying to ruin my marriage, trying to destroy my marriage, this and that, this and that. I can't destroy your marriage. I can't. If you really took to heart to what Mel said, then that means you're allowing for someone else to get into your brain and you're not thinking for yourself, for you to realize you need to look at yourself. You need to think for yourself and not work for somebody else to validate what you're feeling. If you have distrust in your husband, talk to your husband, okay? So Mel tells a story about when they got back to the hotel room, she can hear Destiny and Tisha loud and clear about how they talked about Mel, what Mel's been doing throughout the season at the reunion. But she also heard Tisha yell out, Mel's a Scorpio. Now, I don't know where that came from. I don't know what was said behind it or after that, but something's telling me Tisha probably was adding in her 2 cents in and talking shit about Mel. And Destiny was listening, co-signing, probably saying something that did not want to get noticed at that point. So Mel walked to the door, knocked on it and said, you guys are getting too loud. I can hear you, okay? Destiny came back to her room, being all happy, giddy. Hey girl, how you doing? All apologetic. And then when they got back to Huntsville, Destiny and Mel have brunch, and Destiny admitted to talking shit and apologized to her. Now she didn't want to know about the conversation or the detail, but she felt like, why would you have a conversation with me about somebody who you know I don't get along with, who you know I don't have a good history with? Why would you do that? You know? And I'm all for giving people second chances, but after what I went through, a second chance ain't enough for me. If you're gonna fuck over me once, you're gonna fuck over me again, and I'm not gonna stand around for that. I am at my patience with giving people second chances, okay? And I'm not mad at her for thinking like that, you know. And like she said to Kimmy, I have no problem if you're trying to pursue a relationship or a friendship with Tisha. But don't feel as though while you're having a relationship with her, you think it's okay for you to vent negatively about me to her. To a person that you know I don't have a good history with. You know I fall in and out of being a friend, being cordial, being cool. You know that. Why would you think that that's still good for you to do? And I was with Mel with that. I was with Mel. If you're trying to build a friendship with somebody, don't base it off with you guys have something in common, which is me. And all y'all do is talking about me. Do y'all have nothing else to talk about? Nothing else to find any common interest in? It has something to do with me. So I got an issue with that. Have a conversation about whatever, just don't include me. Don't think you can vent to somebody about me in a negative way, and I'm not gonna be mad about that. And you know Tisha is not going to do, you know she's not going to shut that conversation down. She's going to enjoy talking about Mel. Enjoy it, okay? While that is where Mel is, she's going to have a pajama party. And having a pajama party, one more time, y'all. Oh, all these breaks, y'all. So sorry. But, excuse me. Melody is going to have a pajama party where she's going to order everybody black pajamas so we can all match. And before you go telling everybody or go inviting people who are not invited, I'm letting you know that now. Tisha and Destiny are not invited. They not? No. We really going that way? Yes. I ain't got no time. So Kimmy's like, okay, who else is going to be there? My friends. Who? Tiffany's going to be there. Okay. You still going to come, aren't you? Yes, I'm going to come. Good. I wasn't mad at her for that. Sometimes people don't need to be invited to places where I'm not comfortable seeing you just yet. And this is her event. She has every right to invite somebody who she does not want to be there. And with this whole thing with Destiny and Mel, this is what I think. I think Destiny said a lot more than what she couldn't say at the reunion. And she felt like she could vent it to Tisha. And Melly heard it. And Destiny tried to come up with a sweet, nice way of not admitting what she heard, admitting what she said, but went around and said, yeah, I did it. Now, Mel has every right to feel how she feels because I've been an up and down roller coaster with Tisha, trying to be there for her, trying to be a friend to her. And she still wants to hold my ass to the fire of destroying her marriage, as she says. Now, we all know Mel probably have through what she know and did not say anything, but Tisha took the bait and had that energy of trying to still want to stun everybody about how her marriage is. But it's two ways they can go about it. Could Mel be exaggerating about the story, or could she not want to tell everything that happened and just wanted to say, well, she apologized, but I'm not falling for that. And for Destiny, Destiny can hold a grudge. Destiny be passive aggressive and not tell her feelings flat out. So we're going to see where that's going to go, but that's where my mind is at. So then we ended with the Scotts. So Tisha, Marceau, Maurice, and Kimmy go over Maurice and Marceau's brother Micah's house for dinner. Because obviously, Maurice called Marceau to tell him you were wrong about that post because he originally felt like Maurice wouldn't have cared. But since Kimmy wants to be heard and Micah wants to be heard, I got to say I'm sorry. Why would you? Okay. So everybody arrives. There's some remarks about Tisha and Marceau always being late, and he heard that Tisha and Marceau breaks dishes. That's what their brother Micah was saying. And he feels like, what is this, shit on Marceau? He really got in his feelings about someone telling him how he's late and he breaks plates. And Maurice was like, Marceau does not like being called out, but he has no problem calling everybody else out. Sounds familiar? Real familiar, right? So while everybody got their food, Kimmy wasted no time and said, so why did you put that post out? And this fool had the nerve to say, first of all, I thought it was funny. Second of all, I didn't even think the magnitude of what would happen when I made that post. I didn't even think you were going to be involved, Kimmy. Real talk, though. I didn't think you would be in it. Maurice and Kimmy looked like, what you mean I wouldn't be in it? What are you talking about? You made a post about your brother who was dating me at the time. What are you talking about? You knew I was dating him. How would that look now that we're married? And that had a lot of allegations behind it and rumors. Are you serious right now? Oh, I was so mad at Marceau for thinking that. I was so mad. He said, how could you be this dumb? You cannot be this dumb, but be this smart to think that what you posted about me could not affect me and my wife. Wow. So Marceau's trying to use big fancy words to not admit that he made a petty move and threw his brother under the bus for lying. He said, I did not think it would be like this. I thought it was just be saying you were a complacent, but not a participant. Is that what I wrote? Is that what he said? He said something along those lines, meaning you were there, but you were not there. You were not in the mix of all this situation. But I felt like, what the fuck? Oh, God. And in the day, it's adding more and more rumors of what's going on behind the scenes. And again, he said, I did not think what it could affect me, the collateral damage behind it. And he's like, well, it feels like I'm always getting to the point. What's the point? You're right. Yeah. So while he's not looking at the collateral damage behind it, do you not see how this can affect your wife? Your wife is receiving all of this backlash because in the comments of what you did to that post, they're mostly about you. He said, yeah, I'm the most hated one here. Yes, but your wife is also getting that shit too. People are already in the comments telling Tisha she's dumb. Look at the signs. Marcel is cheating. Girl, wake up and smell the roses. She's getting on that shit too. And Maurice even admitted, Tisha is constantly in the crossfires of everything that you've always done. Every rash decision that you've done, she's getting caught in it. And looking dumb as hell at the same time. And right. So then Maurice asked Tisha, how do you feel about it? You know what I'm saying? And she lies, reads off of a script that Marcel told her to read. Don't go off script. Don't add nothing else. Read what I write you. Read what I wrote you. She said it didn't hurt her. It didn't affect her. But then when she started seeing people contact her that knew her, that's when it started to affect her. And then she's like, but then other people who I don't know want to say something. I don't believe them. It is what it is. People want to make allegations. People want to lie. But I think that's how it feels when you're on this platform. I was like, then Marceau says he treats social media like at the lunch table. I've been doing this since the 3rd grade. I held my own. Then Tisha wants to say she hasn't been bullied since middle school. Marceau said it's not bullying. It's not. Are you sure? Oh, God. I don't like it when Marceau tried to use past experiences of all the things he had to go through, because he always used what he went through as a child, went through as an adult, all of his work ethics, all of his entrepreneur mindset. He goes through all of this grandstanding that doesn't sit, that doesn't land with what the situation was. Marceau, keep it a buck and admit you threw your brother under the bus, made that petty post that led to everybody else coming out the woodwork with allegations, and it feeling like you're trying to admit your behavior, that you tend to do things for attention. You tend to try to do things for people to say something. They want to act like what people saying stuff for, you know? So Maurice wants to know for Tisha, why can't you just read the comments and not react to them? Or why won't you just read the comments at all? And she gives this bullshit ass answer with saying, it depends on my mood. I mean, I might be in the mood to react, and then I don't be in the mood to react. It all depends on my mental, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to engage and I don't want to engage, and then this and that. So I don't listen to what people say, because then she ends it with, I will not listen to what people say in the comments. I will believe the man that I married and the man that I live with on my daily life, because nobody knows how we live our daily lives. So I'm not going to listen to the comments. Again, did Marceau spread that for you? Because you're lying through your teeth right now, Tisha. You're lying through your teeth. You read the comments. You know the comments. You respond to the comments. You are embedded in the comments of what's being said about you and your husband. You won't miss me. Okay? So, trying to get through Marceau's thick-ass head, why didn't you think of the consequences of what would have happened? Why didn't you think repercussions? Again, still think it was funny. Did not think you would take it that seriously. And the post is so hilarious to me. It's not funny to me that my wife is mad at me, but it's not funny to me. Some shit like that, he said. So then, Maurice wants to give an example that really made them feel upset. So, okay, so since you didn't think that post about me could have affected me and my situation, what would I have been if I would have made a post about how you've had 2 babies in the last year? I heard you had 2 babies. Where they at? No proof of. I posted a crib. Well, I posted, side chick babies of the year, shit like that. What if I did that? Now Marcel and Tisha want to get in their feelings. That's messy. No, not messy. That's not funny. That's below the belt. You going too far. How was that going too far? You want to put a post about me lying about where I was at. Now granted, Maurice should have just admitted that he was there, and it wouldn't have been as hard for him to admit it. But still, Marcel, you think that you can do you think you can do this to others and nobody could do it to you? You fired the first shot. So I feel like Maurice has every right to get back at your ass if he felt like it. You know what I'm saying? And right now, Maurice is admitting to the things that he posts. He's responsible for what he says. But trust and believe, sir, I don't say a lot. But what about but that whole situation, there's a whole lot more that I know about, and I haven't said nothing yet. And end the episode. I said, what do you know, Maurice? What do you know? For him to admit that something, I know where my faults be at. I know what I do. And I stand by what I did. But for me, what I've been doing is staying silent for how that whole situation came about. I want to know. He pretty much said, push me and I'll do it. That's what he was giving me. Push me one more time and I'll do it. And that was in the episode. I was like, spill it, Maurice. Please spill it. I can't wait for you to spill it. I want to know. Please. You know what I'm saying? But that was the first episode. The remainder, what we saw on the trailer for the upcoming season, is going to be good. It's going to be a lot of mess. I cannot wait. I can't wait. But that's it, you guys. That's all I have. Please stay tuned for the next video, and I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.